Now, if you've ever read through the four Gospels or studied the teachings of Jesus, then you know that giving is one of the topics that Jesus spoke about the most. So there's definitely a lot that can be said about it. Nonetheless, for the sake of time in this video, I want to quickly run through 3 quick points about the topic of giving. So stay tuned. So the first point is, if you are going to give to the poor, keep it secret. You know, if you have a look at Matthew chapter 6, you'll see that Jesus says that if we give to the poor, if we do charitable deeds, we should keep them secret. And so while I love the widespread philanthropic efforts of someone like, Bill Gates, well, I'm really moved by the massive feeding program by someone like Tony Robbins. According to Jesus, these people have already received their reward for their good deeds in the forms of all the positive publicity that they've given through publicizing their works, And I would probably add to the tax cuts as well, but that's a different topic. So as surprising as that concept may sound for some of you, it really is the first consideration if we want to do some sort of charitable giving. We have to ask ourselves where we want our reward to come from, because there's always a reward in giving. There's always a reward in giving. You have to just consider, do I want my reward to come from God? Or do I want my reward to come from other people? Do I want my praise? Do I want my prize to come from God? Or do I want my prize to come from other people? You have to make that decision. And if you're one of the rare people with the faith to actually trust God to give you His praise and His reward, then you have to keep your giving secret. Giving point number 2 is simply this. It's not about them, it's about you. I know that's probably another shocking sounding statement, but give me some time, I'll try to explain it. You see, whenever we talk about charitable giving, you can always find some cynic that can give you some pretty convincing reasons for why you shouldn't give. And some of them will sound very good. They can say, hey, they're just going to blow the money on drugs and alcohol, or you're teaching them to become dependent upon your handouts, or there's too much corruption, amongst charities. And while there might be aspects of truth in all of those various arguments, the bottom line is simply this. If you want to find a reason not to give to someone, you can always find some kind of reason, some kind of justification, some kind of excuse not to give. But at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, where are those excuses coming from? Now, when we see Jesus saying things like, forsake all that you own and sell your possessions and give to the poor, like He told the rich young ruler, do we think that He told the young ruler that because He thought in some way that was going to eradicate world poverty? No, I don't think so. I think that He knows that the real reason He wants us to give is not so much to solve OPP, not to solve other people's problems, but to solve our own. He wants us to purify our own hearts. And that's the real essence and the reason behind commands such as give alms of such things as you have, and then everything will be clean for us. So the next time you hear little arguments in your head popping up about why you shouldn't give to others, just remember, it's not so much about them, it's about you. So just give of what you have, trust in God, and just leave the rest up to Him. All right, now for point number 3, the final point in the video today, I just want to talk about the concept of money not being the only thing that we can give. So often when we think about giving to the poor to help other people, we think about our money and material resources. And while they both are very significant aspects of what we have to share and to contribute to help others, they're not actually the only thing. We also have our time and our abilities. And so when we think about different ways to help the poor, we need to also consider our time and abilities. Maybe if you have skills with fundraising, you can organize, some kind of fundraiser for an orphanage in a developing country, all the while you're still in your hometown. In today's digital age, there are just so many ways via the internet that we can help people in a faraway country without having to physically be there ourselves. And so the main thing is for us to just consider, how can I use my time and abilities to help where the needs are greatest? All right, guys, so there you have it. Those are 3 quick points about giving. Point number 1, if you do give, make sure you keep it secret. Point number 2 is that it's not so much about them, it's about you. And point number 3 is that it's not only money that we have to give, but also our time and our abilities. So those are 3 points. Do look for opportunities to apply them in your life, and I am confident that if you apply them, you'll have a much more rewarding, fulfilling, and blessed life. God bless. If you were inspired by this video, if you enjoyed it, please do share it with others. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And remember, keep seeking the kingdom. God bless.